Hello and welcome all of you. You're watching K Commerce Academy with me Kunal Singhal. In today's video, our mainly concerned topics will be the explanation about legal reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, cash reserve ratio, money multiplier, credit multiplier and deposit multiplier. I will be providing you a very easy and detailed explanation of all these terms. This topic is related to the chapter of banking from macroeconomics from class 12th. Let us start. What is the before starting that, I would like to ask you a question. What is the other name of money multiplier? What is the other name given to the money multiplier, that whether it will be called as a cash reserve ratio or credit multiplier or deposit multiplier or none of the above? So the correct answer to this question is credit multiplier. It means money multiplier is also known as credit multiplier. This is the correct answer. Now, how money multiplier is also known as credit multiplier, and what do we mean by deposit multiplier and cash reserve ratio, that we have to study in detail. Let us start with the first one, that is legal reserve ratio. All these terms you have heard lot of times, and even in all the books the explanation is given, but most of the time students remain confused regarding the meaning of these terms. So I will try my level best to explain you these terms in a very simpler language. The meaning of legal reserve ratio, it refers to that legal minimum fraction of deposits which bank are mandate to keep as cash with themselves. First of all, what are the terms here? You have to concentrate. It is a legal minimum fraction of deposits that a bank is mandate to keep as cash with themselves. So in short, you can just remember that it is the minimum fraction of deposit that has to be kept in form of cash. The legal reserve ratio LRR is fixed by Central Bank of the country. It has two components, that is CRR cash reserve ratio and SLR, that is statutory liquidity ratio. Now यहाँ पे आपको एक मीनिंग तो क्लियर हो गया होगा, that is CRR and SLR are the two components of LRR. Legal reserve ratio is the minimum fraction of deposits that has to be kept in cash, and it has two components, CRR and SLR. Let us take the explanation about CRR and SLR. CRR, cash reserve ratio, it is the minimum amount of funds that a commercial bank has to maintain with the central bank. A minimum amount that a commercial bank has to maintain with the central bank in the form of deposits. A fall in CRR will lead to an increase in the money supply and vice versa. Now, whatever the total deposits are available with the commercial banks, of that some percentage has to be kept with the central bank. Every commercial bank has to maintain its minimum prescribed amount in the form of deposits with the central bank. For example, if any of the commercial bank is having total amount of deposits of rupees 1 lakh, and the central bank decide that 10% will be the CRR, so 10% of 1 lakh, that is rupees 10,000, has to be keep in deposit by the commercial bank with the central bank as a deposit, as a reserve. So this percentage is also decided by Central Bank of the country. It is the minimum amount of fund that a commercial bank has to maintain with the central bank. The amount that आपका भी होता है ना, कि हमने अगर बैंक में अकाउंट ओपन करवाया तो उसमें एक मिनिमम होता है कि दिस इज़ द मिनिमम लिमिट, आपको कम से कम इतना मिनिमम बैलेंस मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा, 1000 रुपीज़ या 2000 रुपीज़ मिनिमम बैलेंस मेंटेन करना होगा. इसी तरह से हर कमर्शियल बैंक को भी सेंट्रल बैंक के पास में एक मिनिमम फंड अमाउंट ऑफ फंड मेंटेन करके चलना होता है. तो कितना अमाउंट कमर्शियल बैंक सेंट्रल बैंक के पास रखेगी, उसी प्रपोर्शन को, उसी परसेंटेज को हम बोलते हैं कैश रिजर्व रेशियो. द रेशियो इन विच the cash is to be kept in reserve with the central bank by the commercial bank is cash reserve ratio. It is one of the component of LRR. तो फिर statutory liquidity ratio. Statutory liquidity ratio is the minimum percentage of deposits that a commercial bank has to maintain in the form of liquid cash, gold and other securities. These 3 points you have to keep in your mind, that is liquid cash, gold and other securities. It is basically the reserve requirement that banks are expected to keep before offering credit to the customers. The SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, is fixed by the RBI, that is Central Bank of the country, and is a form of control over the credit growth in India. May be possible that you people may be getting confused and finding that CRR and SLR seems to be same. Both are the minimum percentage of deposits. Both are rates are decided by RBI. Both are a control over the money supply. But there are certain differences. That is, in the statutory liquidity ratio, the amount is to be kept either in the form of liquid cash, it can be kept in the form of gold, it can be kept in the form of other securities also. But in cash reserve ratio, it is compulsorily mandatory to be kept in the form of cash only. स्टैच्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो का अमाउंट आप कैश के साथ साथ गोल्ड रिजर्व्स के फॉर्म में भी मेंटेन कर सकते हैं और कोई सिक्योरिटीज़ भी मेंटेन, शेयर्स एंड सिक्योरिटीज़ के फॉर्म में भी मेंटेन कर सकते हैं. बट कैश रिजर्व रेशियो का जो अमाउंट है, दैट हैज़ टू बी कंपल्सरीली केप्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कैश एंड कैश ओनली. सेकेंडली, द main purpose of cash reserve ratio is to have a control over money supply, but the main focus of statutory liquidity ratio is to control over credit growth. Now we have to understand what do we mean by credit growth, because money supply, we all understand the amount of money held by the general public of the country, so that is money supply. Now we have to understand the term credit growth and the terms that is credit multiplier. Credit multiplier measures the amount of money that banks are able to create in the form of deposits with every initial deposit. Initial deposit means an amount which a person has deposited with the bank, but with the fixed initial deposit, a bank creates many times more deposits, and that is actually meant by deposits multiplier. However, that will be discussed at a later part. Just now we are discussing about the credit multiplier, so we have to understand what do we mean by credit multiplier. Let me give you, however we will be discussing the example also, but let me give you in your mind the one word for credit multiplier, that credit multiplier is the process of creating credit in a multiple form. Or simply you just have to keep in your mind that credit multiplier is a process, is a name of a process. अब वो process कैसा होता है उसको हम example से समझते हैं. A depositor deposits rupees 10,000. Suppose a depositor deposits rupees 10,000 in his saving account, which will become the demand deposit of the bank. Clear? Based on the assumption that not all customers will turn up on the same day to withdraw their deposits, the bank maintain cash reserve of 10%. So this is the ratio of cash reserve that a company is, the bank is maintaining. So out of rupees 10,000, how much he needs to keep it in reserve? Only rupees 1,000. That is 10% of 10% of 10,000. So 10% of the demand deposit with the central bank, that is rupees 1,000, has to be kept by this commercial bank with the central bank. Fine. Further, it lends the remaining amount of rupees 9,000 in the form of credit to other borrowers. This further creates deposits for the bank, as the bank will not give cash but open a derivative account in the name of the individual or institution. This process continues till the total cash reserve is equal to the initial deposits. So first of all, credit multiplier is a process, and this process continues till the total cash reserves is equal to the initial deposit. What was the initial deposit? Initial deposit was rupees 10,000. Now just concentrate over each and every word of mine. Suppose there is a initial deposit of rupees 10,000, of which 10% has to be kept in the form of reserve. So 1,000 will be kept by this commercial bank with the central bank as reserve, and the remaining 9,000 can be allowed in the form of loan to the borrowers. Again, this 9,000 will not be given in the form of cash. Instead, it will be transferred to a derivative account, and of this 9,000, again the whole amount will not be withdrawn at the same point of time. So again 10%, that is 900, will be kept in reserve, and remaining 8,100 can be further given as loan. Again this 8,100 will not be withdrawn at the same point of time. It will be transferred to a derivative account, and of which 810 will be kept as the reserve, and remaining amount will be again further given as loan. So how much we left with? 90, and how much we left? 0, 10, 2, and this one 7, 7290. And this process will continue till till the total cash reserves. Total cash reserves means 1000 plus 900 plus 810 plus 729. This 729, this will keep on increasing, so and so. So till the total cash reserves is equal to the initial deposit that is rupees 10,000. जब तक कि ये जो आपका कैश रिजर्व का कॉलम है, इसका टोटल, ये जो कैश रिज़र्व का कॉलम है, इसका टोटल जो है वो जब तक कि 10,000 के इक्वल नहीं हो जाता, तब तक हम इस प्रोसेस को कंटिन्यू रखेंगे. 1000 प्लस 900 1900, 1000 प्लस 900 प्लस 810 प्लस 729, और ये प्रोसेस चलता रहेगा. और एंड में जाके जब इस कॉलम का, ये जो कॉलम आपके सामने है, इस कॉलम का टोटल पूरा 10,000 हो जाएगा, तब जाके ये प्रोसेस रुकेगा. तब तक ये प्रोसेस चलता रहेगा. सो इसकी सिचुएशन क्या होती है, मैं यहीं पे आप अगर कंसंट्रेट करें तो मैं एक समझा देता हूँ आपको. यहाँ पे हमारे पास में एक अमाउंट था 10,000 विच इज़ नोन एज इनिशियल डिपॉजिट. ठीक है, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजिंग हो रहा है, इसको एक बार क्लियर करके हम दोबारा से देखते हैं. वी वर हैविंग द इनिशियल डिपॉजिट ऑफ रुपीज़ 10,000, ऑफ which 1,000 was kept as reserve and 9,000 was given as loan. Of this 9,000, this was 10,000 was as reserve, total deposit. Of this 9,000, 900 will be kept as reserve, and 8,100 will be given as loan. Of this 800 and 1,000, 810 will be kept as reserve, and remaining amount will be given as loan. And this process will continue till the total cash reserve. This is the column for reserve of cash. So till this total cash reserve will become 10,000, that is equivalent to initial deposit. So here one item we have initial deposit, another item we have the cash reserve, another we have the amount of deposits that we are creating. So when you will take the column of cash reserve, this will reflect credit multiplier. When you will take the column of depositor, this will reflect the deposits. This will reflect the total of deposit multiplier. Let us understand in detail further. Credit multiplier, which is also known as money multiplier. So now you must have understood that is money multiplier and credit multiplier is one and the same. Money multiplier or credit multiplier Now credit multiplier or money multiplier equals to 1 upon LRR, or it can be taken, suppose legal reserve ratio we have taken to be 10%, so it can be calculated as 1 upon 10% equals to 10 times. Now what does it implies? It implies that suppose we are having cash reserve of rupees 1000, it will be multiplied by 10. So with a cash reserve of rupees 1000 we can create a credit of rupees 10,000. That is 10 times credit can be created with a cash reserve of rupees 1000 only. This is meant by credit multiplier, and which is also known as money multiplier. Therefore, with the cash reserve of rupees 1000, the credit creation is worth rupees 10,000, that is 10 times of this. On the same side, further example we do have in the above illustration. While cash reserves with the bank are rupees 1000, it is creating credit worth rupees 10,000, and that is meant by credit multiplier, which is also known as money multiplier, in the form of demand deposits. Important thing is this 10,000 have been created in the form of demand deposits. Accordingly, credit multiplier can be calculated as demand deposits upon cash reserves, that is 10,000 upon 1000 equals to 10. Or credit multiplier can also be calculated as 1 upon CRR, that equals to 1 upon 10% equals to 10 times. Now it can be taken as 1 upon LRR, it can be taken as 1 upon CRR, because in this situation we have assumed that is there is no SLR. LRR is equals to CRR, we have just assumed here, that's why the formula has been taken like this. Otherwise, what is the difference between CRR, SLR and LRR? I have already explained to you in detail. Let us move further. Last point, that is deposit multiplier. Deposit multiplier provides the basis for the money multiplier. What does money multiplier means? Money multiplier is the process of creating demand deposits. With a particular cash reserve of rupees 1000, we can create 10 times of demand deposits. But the money multiplier value is ultimately less due to excess reserves, savings and conversions to cash by customers. The deposit multiplier is the ratio. Now the important thing, the deposit multiplier is the ratio of the amount of checkable deposits to the reserve amount. So whatever the reserve amount we do have, of which what is the checkable deposit, that is meant by deposit multiplier. The deposit multiplier is the inverse of the reserve requirement ratio. So how much reserve we had kept just in the earlier example? 10%. So opposite to that is 90%. 90% will be the deposit multiplier in that question. Here in again another example we have taken, if required reserve ratio is 20%, suppose, the deposit multiplier will become 80%. Clear? So it means with the same reserve of rupees 1000, we can create, suppose if we are taking again the same example, that where the 10% it was, the CRR was the 10%, so or credit multiplier was 10%, so the deposit multiplier will become how much? 90%, and it will create a deposit multiplier of 90,000. The credit multiplier or money multiplier will be rupees 10,000, and the deposit multiplier, the demand deposits were created as rupees 10,000 there, and here it has been created as 90,000. So I hope you all have understood the concept in a easy way. One more formula is there for credit multiplier, you can just concentrate over the screen, that is change in deposits upon change in reserves. However, this has been explained here also, that is demand deposits upon cash reserves, or you can take it to be change in deposits upon change in reserves is also a formula for credit multiplier. Another formula for credit multiplier is 1 upon CRR. Another formula for credit multiplier is 1 upon LRR, and whatever will be the percentage of reserve, cash reserve, that has to be kept, will decide how much will be the credit multiplier. Now, percentage of cash that has to be kept is decides the credit multiplier, and opposite to it decides the deposit multiplier. I hope you all have understood the whole concept, and if you left with any query, either you can rewind the video and watch it again, or you can just mention that in the comment. I'll just reply to it. Thank you.